What's up, y'all? It's your boy Red back with another playthrough. Yeah. So this time we're playing through none other than Sonic Heroes, which is um well, it's the successor to Sonic Adventure 2, but I wouldn't say this is necessarily like a true sequel. This isn't yeah. Of course there are like similarities between this and Adventure 1 and 2, but this isn't, I wouldn't consider this like Sonic Adventure 3 or anything like close to it. They very much like, they try something, really like cool with this game, honestly. Um, and as y'all can see, we have like a whole bunch of different characters. So we have like four teams, and basically you control like three characters at once. So that's mainly like that's mainly I don't want to call it a gimmick, but that's like what the game is pretty much like based around on, like, using all three characters and doing like the different things that they can do. Like speed characters, we got Sonic, Shadow, Amy, and SBO. Um they're more so they play more similar to how Sonic and Shadow play in the adventure games. And then Um, you have flight characters, which is Tails, Rouge, Cream, and Charming. And they basically, well, it's really straightforward. They're the flight characters, but they don't necessarily control like how Tails did in like Adventure 1. It's much like slower. Because like the way that they have like the way that the team is like, what's the word? Like their formation is different upon who like the leader is. So as y'all can see with like the speed characters, they're like they're like in a line. And then with your power character, which is Knuckles, Omega, Big, and Vector, you know they they align themselves side to side, which is cool to go through like certain loops and like get like certain rings, because they'll try to like position like the rings and stuff in a certain way. Even though for the loops, I don't. It doesn't really. It kind of just works when it wants to. Even when you're like a power character, or even when you're like a speed character, it's like the characters, they're not always like locked. Like they're not fully like locked in. And I think actually that kind of goes in like one of the problems with this game is, okay, so this I'm trying to figure out, do I just want to go into it like right now or what? Because I actually love this game, and it's actually, I feel like a lot of the bad outweigh no, a lot of the good outweighs the bad for the most part. At least for me personally. Now I can understand. I really definitely understand how some people may not like this game. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna just say right here, right now, because yeah. But basically, when it comes to like the control is like it really. I'm gonna say this: if the character is controlled, at least in terms of like the traction and the acceleration on the ground, because in the air I feel like they control fine. Like they control they actually control very similar to how the adventure game characters control when they're like in the air. But on the ground, like when they're running, like especially like speed, because one actually, like I said, flight characters are just slow, which I hate they are like slow like that, like even in the air. But speed characters, it's like if they go too fast, you'll just like lose control, like for real. Let's see, kind of like that right there, where y'all saw me like had to like kind of run around in a circle a real bit. It's a lot of that like in the game, to where you have to just like, what's the word? You have to just bear with like the controls. And then the power characters, they're not necessarily like they have a decent amount of speed for the most part. I just I don't know. But the power characters are also they're more focused. Usually, they want you to do most like the combat and stuff with the power characters, which I get. Well, for larger enemies, yeah, but like enemies like that, like these, I don't even know what they call these. Are these like the egg beetles or something? The flying egg prawns. I don't even know the name of these things, but enemies like that or like the regular egg prawns. Honestly, I think the speed and flight characters kind of do it just as good. So yeah, like larger enemies, yeah, I say the power characters are maybe better, but see stuff like that, like Sonic just took those out with the homing attack, just like instantly, and that's also because we're all level 3, and that's another thing. We have like a level up system, which I think it's actually, it's kind of cool. I think it's actually pretty cool. Um, it just kind of makes me wish that the characters were like that by default, though, or something. Because I don't know, it just kind of sucks sometimes when you're like fully leveled up and you getting like deeper into a level. And some of these levels, actually, if y'all ain't noticed by now, these levels are very much like longer than shit, mostly everything in like Adventure 1 and 2. So when you like getting deeper into the game and then levels are getting longer and then you're leveling up and that's like actually helping you like get through some or like go through the level a little bit better. If you die, you lose all your levels. So it kind of sucks when like you lose it. That's why I said I wish you was just like that. I wish they were either just like level 3 from the jump, or you could keep, or at least just lose like one level up, and when you like die or something. And that's the same thing with the special stage keys. And we'll get to them when we get to it, but yeah. So that was Seaside Hill, and dang, I hate I haven't been talking about the game as much, but um not the game, the actual stages. But that was Seaside Hill. Even if you was born after this game, you were probably familiar with Seaside Hill. They reuse this a lot, probably just as much as Green Hill Zone. I actually think it's the better variation of Green Hill Zone than like some of the others, like Emerald Hill, Neo Green Hill, stuff like that. And then just like Sonic 3, and this game actually takes a lot of like visual and aesthetic things from like the Genesis games. But like Sonic 3, we have like different, we have Act 1 and 2, but they're like, Act 2 is going to be like a slightly different variation of like Act 1. Like very similar to how Sonic 3 does its levels, which I think is really cool. And another thing, this game looks amazing. Like I don't know, like not. I wouldn't necessarily say maybe technically. I'm not sure because I'm not like a, you know. But in terms of just how it looks and like aesthetics and colors and animations and the models, I actually think this is a very good looking game for 2003. Like I would say honestly, this does look well. The character models are debatable, maybe, but I think in terms of like the actual like stages and like level geometry and stuff like that, I think this is definitely better than SA 1 and 2. But SA 1 and 2 are of course like Dreamcast games, and they have their own. They look good in their own right too, though. But I remember being a kid. I used to think that this game was just. It was just. I don't know. I really think it's just maybe the colors. Like this game is really colorful, and then the level themes. They're I just feel like they get a little more creative with like the like what the levels and stuff look like. Cause Adventure 1 and 2 are very much like, I don't know. They try to go for like this sense of like realism to a certain extent. Cause hell, um, hell, when you think of like the adventure stages, like this isn't like this is. I guess you could say this is almost like Emerald Coast too, but Emerald Coast on the Dreamcast is very much like a little more like is a little more grounded in reality. This is more of what I think about. This is more in alignment with what I think like, a, you know, somewhere in the Sonic world would look like. And wow, I died right there. And as y'all can see, we lost all our level up, so that sucks. Um, Now in some stages you can't just go like, oh excuse me. In some stages you can like get back to level 3, or like if you on a certain point of level, you can get back to level 3 like at some point or rather quickly. But like I said, it just sucks because it's like, dang, I was just fully powered up and I can take on these enemies like with one hit. Now, see, like now we having to use Knuckles for real. Which, if you wanted to fight those with Sonic, you would have to do like the tornado attack, which every speed character has, but I think everyone's does something different. Well, actually, Sonic and Shadow are damn near almost like the same, other than like the Team Blast. They both have like the light speed attack, as well as their like tornado move is pretty much the same. Um, Amy and SBO. Amy, she does like her hammer. Um, yeah, Amy has like some extra moves like with her hammer attack or whatever, and then SBO he turns like invisible. And actually, we're not playing. I'm not gonna be playing the other stories with post commentary like this. I've actually played through some of the Team Rose story actually already on Instagram. So if y'all want to check that out, um, yeah, because the way we have to get to the end of the game is we have to play every team and get all the chaos emeralds. So yeah, I didn't want to necessarily do all of them like this. I actually think it'd be pretty cool to like do them out on different platforms. And I'm probably gonna post it all to YouTube anyway. But yeah, so if y'all want to check out me playing the Team Road story live, please come check out the Instagram. But yeah, and then at this point, every 3D Sonic game has to have some type of chasing like this. Which this isn't as cool as like the whale or the gun truck, but I mean, it's alright. We actually have another sequence in the game like that too. A little bit in the later levels. So yeah. And that was Ocean Palace. And these stages are also like the main stages in like Sonic Dash, which is like a mobile game, Temple Run style, Subway Surfers. But Sonic Dash is actually really fun. And we get emblems. And these are the special stages, which, oh my god, if y'all know, they did recreate these in Sonic Generations for the 3DS. And in that game, I actually think it's, it's kind of cool, it's kind of fun, but this is where it originates from. And ooh, this is where I said like the controller just now this right now the stages are one thing. Of course I can like deal with like the stages and the control, but this controls so bad. Like look right there. Y'all see how I went through that little loop? Like I could have just went straight forward and got the emerald right there, but Sonic somehow just went however he wanted to go. Yeah, these stages kind of suck. I ain't gonna cap. Um, but yeah, and as I'm playing through, I may not do all of these like on camera or nothing because it can get a little irritating. So I might do them if we don't do them all, which I don't even think we do them all because it's some later stages that I end up not getting key. Oh, that's what I was trying to tell y'all earlier. Oh, so to get to the special stage, you have to get like these keys in these cages. But the messed up thing is, if you get hit one time, you lose the key. Which I'm like, dang. And mind you, this game is more like combat focused than like Adventure 1 and 2. So it's just you're more likely to get hit by something. So it just like, bro, it's annoying. But the good thing is, I think you can go like just choose the stages, like stage select, and I think you can go like do the special stages like that. So yeah. So this is the boss. Well, this is one of the bosses. Yeah. So just like the stages, we kind of get like we get one boss, and then we'll end up fighting this boss again, but like a powered up version. Um, I would say I'm trying to think. Honestly, I think the bosses in this game are actually pretty okay. Like better, better than Adventure 1 and 2 for sure. Like this is fast paced. Yeah, this is fast paced. You can like use different characters. I say this is easier actually with some characters versus other. Big is probably the best para character in the game. Actually, Team Rose is actually probably the best character, like the best team in the game. Cause Cream still has cheese do the same thing that she can do from Sonic Advance 2, where she just like commands him to just go kill things. And then Big has like this big belly flop. But yeah. And we playing Team Sonic. But anyways, yep. That was Sonic Heroes Part 1. So I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side. This is your boy Red signing out. Ciao.